Well, g'day, curd nerds. G'day, curd nerds. Well, g'day, curd nerds. Well, g'day, curd nerds. Well, g'day, curd nerds. Well, g'day, curd nerds. There we are. G'day, curd nerds. I'm so happy to see you all. It's been a long time. I think the last stream was on the 10th of October. So it's been over a month. What is it now? The 14th here in Australia. Big shout out to everybody who wished Kim and I well and Kim a speedy recovery. I posted the Kim is home video last night, late last night. I decided to record something before the live stream. So it's such a relief, and she's resting in bed at the moment. There's no moderation today. For those who don't know, I'm Gavin Weber. I'm the chief curd nerd around here. Well, in this room anyway. And we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Okay. And you can find me as Gavin Weber or Cheeseman TV. Just go and check those out. You'll figure it out. Okay, so we've got 41 on the stream, which is absolutely fantastic. Let's go to the chat and have a look. We've got lots of people there. Let's just have a quick few hellos before I get into the show. So big g'day to KM was the first person on there. Checking out that I had two different coloured eyes. Have. For those who want to know, there we go. If it goes into focus. So yes, I have two different coloured eyes. It's called Heterochromia iridium, for those who want to check it out. And it is not that common that I know of. Only a few people have it. Probably millions. I'm seeing there's billions of people on the planet. But yeah, I have two different coloured eyes for those who want to know. Anyway, so g'day to 1, 2, 3, 4. G'day to Ruth. Hello, Ruth. How are you? Also, g'day to, who else we got there? Patricia. Ruth's in San Francisco. Patricia's in Halifax, in Canada. We got Tross, I think. James, Liana. Who else we got? We've got mixing with Mandy. Hello, Mandy. Gooseman. Great. Where's Maverick? Oh, sorry. Mikkel, I think that's how you say it. G'day, mate. George. G'day, George. Julie Ann. Judy. Hello, Judy. Dennis. Who else we got? Cease. G'day, Cease. Lovely to see you. And Dominique. Great to see you, mate. Charmy, I think that's how you say it. We'll get to the questions in a sec. Where are we? Chris and Nadia or Nadia. Yeah, Nadia. Shay, Robert, Bruce. I turn a cup over. Nice. Ian. Hello, Ian. Phil. Oh, did we say James already? Yes, I think so. Herb, Rachel, Blackout, and Cat. Oh, how do you say that? Cat Leho. Sorry if I got that wrong, but anyway, thanks very much. You'll see we're in a different studio today than we normally have in the live stream. Little counters over there. We're up to 283,000 subscribers. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the button. That'll be fantastic. And you'll get notified of lots of cheesy content coming out soon. As Kim gets better, we will certainly be producing more content. And as I mentioned in yesterday's video, I better stop doing that because it's going in and out of focus. As I mentioned in yesterday's video of the Kim coming home, she wants to start making her own videos. We won't be putting them on this channel, of course. We will put them onto the vlog channel, the Gavin Weber vlog, which we're going to change the name of that to Gavin and Kim. And there are lots of couples channels out there. You know, I've already put in doggos and stuff that I do around the place, but you don't hear from Kim, and she really wants to start sharing not only her life story, but a whole bunch of other stuff as well. So there won't be much cheese stuff, maybe some behind the scenes stuff, but all the cheese is here. And I haven't renamed the channel yet, it's still called Gavin Weber Vlogs. So that'll get renamed soon. So do I have a link for that? Let me have a look. I'm sure I do. The channel link won't change, just the name will change, and I'll pop that into the chat. There we go. For those who want to look, you can go and check that out. And subscribe over there if you want to. Right. Next thing. I've got a list. Thank you so much to all the financial members that support the show every single week with your financial support. So new patrons since the last stream. Tegan Comroy, thank you, Tegan. Appreciate it. Michelle Reeves, thank you, Michelle. Appreciate it. Jeanette Larson, thank you, Jeanette. Hopefully that's how you say it. YouTube members, Sean Mahoney, thank you, Sean. We've got Cuisine, who's re-signed up again. Alan Kletter, I can't even read my own writing. Alan, thank you, Alan. And Cash Garman, thank you, Cash. And as I mentioned, Kim is home. So cheesy videos coming up. We have a cheese sent in, a recipe that was sent to me by Charlie Pace. You might have remembered him. I haven't shown him his face, of course. He's a shy guy. But he provided me with the recipe for the, how do I say it? Jebnet Tal Bazaar. I don't know if I got that right. It's a Maltese cheese. And you would have remembered that. A great little pepper cheese, fresh. Very nice. And he's come up with this recipe that he's called Karanjang Creamy. It's kind of a cross between a salty feta and mozzarella, which in my books was very nice, very tasty cheese. So that video, I've just got to do the voiceover for it and put the music to it. And that should be out in the next couple of days. So hopefully I've got a full day today to do video stuff, pending whether I've got to go and check on Kim after the stream and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so that's all of that. And of course, hang on, where is it? I found this at the local post office because we do a post run for Little Green Workshops every day down at the post office, and I found this really immature, cheesy joke. So it's 100 jokes. I don't know if you can see that. We're getting close. So there you go. Includes 100 cheesy jokes. It's not a game or anything like that. It's just, I can get out of the packet. It's just cards with the jokes on them. And here's a joke. We'll do a joke right now before we start anything else. So what do you say to get rid of an old French cheese? It's Tom to go. Ah! There we go. Is it going to work? There we go. Hilarious. They're all as cheesy as that. I will be doing a separate video. I'm not going to do 100 jokes in a row. Maybe we'll do a few. Maybe even do some YouTube shorts. Seeing that's what all the kiddies like these days. So we'll do that and we'll get going. Anyway, so let's do so. It says you're echoing bad. Oh, yeah, it could be the size of the room. I don't think it's anything else. I don't have any other audio on. It's just the way it is. Got a super chat straight away, and the sign's going off, and that's what happens when you do a super chat. Thank you so much. I will just kill the light, and that's from Dennis. Oh, did I kill the light? Come on, light, go off. There we go. Dennis says, I would like to age my cheese in a wine cabinet. Would the molds spread and ruin the wine? Is it a bad idea? Would using boxes make a difference? Yeah, indeed. So the molds won't ruin the wine. Most wines these days are aluminium screw cap anyway, and you won't get anything in those. Even the cork ones, no big deal. So that's not an issue. The issue is cross-contamination of the cheeses themselves, not the wine. If the temperature's the right temperature, it should be around 13 degrees Celsius, which is 55 Fahrenheit. So after that, you should be good to go. So yeah, using ripening boxes when you're going to ripen any natural rind cheeses in a confined space like that is the best thing to do. But don't forget to turn the cheeses regularly. Tip the CO2 that builds up in them out, and just give them a wipe out. And that way, you're oxygenating the cheese. So if you've got mold ripened cheeses and stuff like that, then they need oxygen to grow the mold on the outside. So having them in an enclosed box without turning them for weeks on end is not a good thing. So make sure you do that. Hopefully that answers your question. But thank you so much for the $5, Dennis. Appreciate it. All right, let's find some of these other questions right up the top. I'm sure there's some. Oh, I'm out of breath already. Goodness me. And thanks to all the well wishes in the chat already for Kim. That's really appreciate it. Charmy says, do you have to make any adjustments to the recipe if you make it with lactose-free milk? I know when I made lactose-free milk, a cheese with lactose-free milk, I had to add a little bit more rennet because I'm not sure how they heat treated it. But it eventually said a curd. I just had to wait. I think it was another half an hour longer than I normally would have. So I would add about 10% more rennet when you're using lactose-free milk. One thing to check, make sure that the lactose-free milk is not ultra-pasteurized, which some of them tend to be for a longer shelf life because they don't sell as well as fresh milk. So they ultra-pasteurize and it has a longer shelf life. And ultra-pasteurized milk is not very conducive to cheese making. Same as UHT milk, which you find on the shelf. Don't use that at all. But yeah, just check, make sure that it says pasteurized. It'll say homogenized. Most of them are anyway. Yeah, so that's the hints on what to use when you're using lactose-free milk. Now, don't make aged cheeses with lactose-free milk because the two, what they add to it is, what is it called? Lactase or lactose? Yeah. Which breaks down the sugars within the lactose and it turns it into two component simple sugars called glucose and galactose. And they tend to ferment instead of acidifying. So you'll get I remember I aged a Kafili, which is only 3 weeks old, and it tasted a little, what my daughter called winey, if that makes sense. So tastes a little bit like wine. So yeah, aged cheeses won't do so well with lactose-free milk. Fresh cheeses, perfect, no problems at all. So yeah, go for that. All right, let's just hide that. Patricia says that she's found a YouTube channel by a Quebec lady who does homemade stuff. She has posted cheese making videos, feta, chèvre, camembert using Ash's kefir method. It's in French, but really interesting. It's called Fate Maison par Claudia B. Oh, I don't know if I got my French is shocking. The only language I know is Australian, and it's shocking too. So, but yeah, go and check that channel out. Wonder if she's friends with Fred. He's from Quebec as well, who we've had on the channel as a not only he was on the 12 Hours of Cheese. That was really cool. Okay. Chris has a question. Says, "Hi Gav, hope all is well there. I made lactic goat's cheese, and when I went to ladle it, the curds completely disintegrated, almost back to milk. Use good pasteurized whole goat's milk and calcium chloride. Oh, that's not good. It's happened to me too. When I made the Bloomy Goat Blue, same sort of thing happened. So what I did, is instead of ladling it into molds, pour the slop or whatever, the disintegration. It will have really fine curds. So pour that into butter muslin, so the tight cheesecloth, and you'll find that'll drain and you'll get a creamy sherbet sort of cheese. Now, not too sure what's going on with the milk. Goat's milk is a bit seasonal when you use raw goat's milk. There doesn't seem to be too much issue with curd set, but pasteurized goat's milk, I've used the same stuff. If you're an Australian and you use a brand called Caprolac, I think what they've done is they've turned their carton milk, it's actually reconstituted powdered milk, so it doesn't really set a curd. I've asked them on their website, and I've never got a reply back on whether I know they sell goat's milk powder, and I think what they're doing is, and correct me if I'm wrong, the carton milk that they do, it's just reconstituted powdered milk, goat's milk, which why it won't set a curd properly. Anyway, hopefully that answers your question. Liana says, I tried stabilized camembert. Once at the pH, I added rennet. I ended up with a dough-like curds and whey on the top. Thoughts? When the curds and whey float and not sink, it's a good sign that either the milk's infected. Usually it's a good sign that it's early blown, and if it looks sponge-like, it's even worse. So it can be infected. What's the infection called? Can't remember. Anyway, the milk sometimes can be infected with a bacteria that creates these little bubbles. It's not CO2, I think it's hydrogen. It's not good for the milk. So if you find your curds float and you check it and it looks spongy and doughy, then yeah, it's infected. So make sure it's pasteurized next time, and you won't have any issues. And don't have anybody to do the link, so you have to go check out. There's a home pasteurization video on the channel, Liana. Hopefully that helps. Okay. Next question is from Jane, I think heterochromio iridium, he says it translates to handsome looking guy. Thanks, mate. Made me laugh. I need it, that's for sure. Ian says, could you talk about the options of humidity control in a cheese cave? So there's two main options, well, maybe three. So what you can do is in your cheese fridge, which is temperature controlled, what you can do is you can put a bowl of water with a sponge in it, and that creates enough humidity, usually about 80%. But then the whole fridge is humid. So it's a little bit difficult to keep molds away on the walls of the fridge and all that sort of stuff. Let me think. So the other method is to get a humidifier, which you can put in there, and that makes the humidity of the cheese fridge quite high, usually around 90-95%. Once again, you're going to get cross-contamination unless you have a single sort of cheese in there. If you've got blue cheeses and white mold cheeses all on the rack, open to the elements, then they're going to cross-contaminate. But that's another way. Now, what I do to prevent the cross-contamination and have fairly decent humidity control for most of my cheeses is use a ripening box. And it's just a plastic Tupperware sort of box. I get mine from Decor Australia, which is a plastic manufacturer here. It's got a little mat in the bottom, and it keeps the cheese off of any whey that seeps out of the cheese. Fairly simple. You can get similar sorts of boxes just about anywhere in any country. And that way, it's got a lid on it, and it locks in the humidity because the cheese seeps whey anyway. It drains and dries out a little bit. You're going to get a fairly high humidity, between 80-85%, which is fairly good for most cheeses. You don't want them too damp unless you're making a washed rind cheese, you know, the orange smear all over the cheese, like Brick or Limburger, Tilsit, Port Salut, those sort of cheeses. So that's the advice I have for controlling humidity in a cheese cave. Okay. I turned a cup over, says, I included your making halloumi video in my school cheese investigation project. Well, congratulations. Lucky. This is a family-friendly cheese channel, and there's no swearing, and it's suitable for school children. In fact, I think the youngest fan I had is one, I think, probably older than that now. But I've got lots of young kids as fans, so I keep the channel nice and clean. So congratulations. Hope your project went well and you got an A+, because, you know, contribution from the Cheeseman. Good on you. All right. Vale Chief retired says, you're echoing bad. It's the room, really, mate. I can't really fix it too much. Unless, well, I can't monitor the audio. That's the problem. Anyway, we'll move along. Hopefully it's not too bad that people, oh no, people are saying, oh, okay. Patricia's just said, try reloading the stream. Sound is fine. Sometimes when you have two tabs open with the same video, it'll echo. So maybe check that out. Okay. Thank you, Patricia, for sorting that out for me. James says that he is glad that Kim is going to be doing her own content. She will be doing some single individual videos. She's told me that already. And she wants to do couples videos. So I'm happy with that. Happy with the couples videos as well. I don't know what we're going to talk about. But we did do we used to do a podcast called The Greening of Gavin when I changed my lifestyle to a more greener one. And hence the business started up after that. And we used to do podcast episodes all the time, and we have quite a good banter together. It's good fun, and it's quite funny. The podcast is actually still out there, so you would have to search on Apple Podcasts because it's been a long time since I produced one. I think it was 2018. I stopped doing the blog. I did it for 7 years. I did the blog and the podcast. Anyway, okay. Okay, so question from Liana says, in the US, we have cooking vinegar and cleaning vinegar. What do you use to sanitize, wipe, and in the brine? Same strength for both, and if so, which one? Okay, so we don't have any distinct, well, we do. There is a cleaning vinegar in the cleaning aisle, but guess what? It's exactly the same as normal vinegar, and they put a premium price on it. It's no stronger because I bought both of them just to have a smell and check the pH. The pH is exactly the same. It was in the low 3s or 2s. I can't remember. No, just use the cooking vinegar. It's 5% strength usually. Acetic acid, it's called. But yeah, that's all I use to sanitize everything. Little spray bottle. Do your hands so there's no molds or yeast that kills them off before you touch any cheese. I do all the workbench area. I do all all that stainless steel in the sink area that we have in our kitchen that you've seen on all the videos. All that sanitized, kills off any bad things. If you really want to go over the top with sanitization, which you can, use just a bleach. So for 2 liters of water, you use 20 milliliters of bleach, which is not very much. It's a very dilute solution. And the good thing is you don't need to rinse afterwards. So there's not too many issues with it. You can do that with all your plastic equipment and stuff, but I tend to use vinegar. And, I've been making cheese for years and years and years, as you all know, and I haven't had any issues. But happy to be corrected on the sanitization, but seems to work for me. So, yeah, so just for cooking vinegar. So 5% strength is kind of what you're after. Kevin, hello, Kevin. Lovely to see you, mate. Hey, Gav, do you have a formula to work out the final cat content? Oh, there's no cats in my cheese. Final fat content of cheese is using 3.5% milk. Do I? No, mainly guesstimate. Maybe I should. I don't have a formula worked out or anything like that. So to get the different fat contents, it's a guesstimate. And it seems to work. It's educated guess, of course. Sorry, Kevin, nothing too scientific about that. If I had you can get testing meters and it actually tells you the fat content. But as a home cheesemaker, I don't want to invest in all that expensive equipment. So, sorry about that. So, Smike Hunter Aquarium Game says, I'm making my first cheddar today. Congratulations. Make sure you've watched the video before you do anything. Make sure that you've got all your stuff laid out first and it's all sanitized and ready to go. And it'll make the process so much easier. But have fun and enjoy. Okay. Kevin's asked, I think that's could one use a portable greenhouse 3-tier to a mature cheese, obviously brand new? Are you talking about one of those ones with the plastic tent over the top? I think it'd be a bit warm, wouldn't it? And how would you control the temperature and all that? But if you could do that, I couldn't see why not. But it's not airtight. You get all sorts of wild yeasts and molds infecting your cheese if you had them naturally aging. So that would be a bit of an issue as well. Okay. A question from Mikkel says, I made Havarti last week. How many weeks do you recommend for a matured Havarti? I think it was 6 off the top of my head, but you'd have to go and check the video out. It says it in there somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's 6, but I'm getting on, so, who knows? Okay, 4 minutes to the gallery, and we've got lots and lots of stuff in the gallery today. So question from Ramesh. I think that's CSR. Yes. Hi, Gavin. Started making cheese not long ago. I've made and waxed a Colby and cheddar. Open them up after 5 months. Lots of liquid came out when I cut them open and consistency of sour feta. Open them up at 5 weeks. 5 weeks is way too young for those two cheeses. And they probably do taste fairly bad. Now, the cheese that's not aged long enough will be bitter. In some instances, Colby not so much because it's a washed curd cheese. I think you may have added it's too much acidification. I find that when I've added too much starter culture, or I'm using milk that is more than 1 or 2 weeks old, even though it's been pasteurized, it still tends to acidify within the carton in the fridge. It seems that your cheese is too acidic. So ease off on the starter culture, and I think you'll have a better result. But what you can do is you can vacuum pack them again, let them age longer. For cheddar, minimum 6 months, honestly. If you want a nice, sharp cheddar, proper cheddar taste, then, yeah, 6 months. Colby, I think, what was it, 3 months? 3 months for Colby, I think. Minimum 5 weeks is just way too early. But yeah, thanks, Ramesh. Shay says, hey, Curd Daddy, managed to source great quality milk from cows, ewes, and goats around my property. Love Later. Any tricks on trying to recreate it? No, I don't. Have never heard of that cheese. Contrary to popular belief, I haven't heard of all the cheeses, but I'll put it down. I'll do a bit of research, see what kind of cheese it is, and have a look, see if there's potential video material. Anyway, question from 1, 2, 3, 4. Where do you get all your cheese making cultures? Well, I get them wholesale because I run a shop. But for those who want to know, you can pick up all your cheese cultures and stuff. We do ship to a few countries at the moment. We'll be expanding that a bit longer, but littlegreenworkshops.com.au is where you can pick up your cheese making cultures. Same ones I use in all my cheese making. So there you go. Back to the chitty chat. Ramesh said, I hit send too soon. Am I heating the milk and curds too quickly? The That could be another problem, but I think it might be too much culture. Heating the milk and the curds too quickly hitting the curds too quickly if you're going from a lower temperature to a higher temperature, which I think both those cheeses have in those recipes. You've got to do it slowly, whatever the time period says, because otherwise the curds lock in too much whey, and it's no good for anybody, and you'll get that seepage afterwards. CH Cross says, did that link for queso cola work? I would love a video on that. Great cheese. It'll be in my email if it'll be anywhere. Let me have a look. I do not have an email with that. So go to the About tab of the channel, and there's the email address there. Now, that's the time for the gallery. Let me have a look. Let's pull it up and let's share. How do I share something on this again? All right, there we go. Oh, you silly sausage. Right. Here we go. That's what we got. That's not big enough for anybody, is it? Let's make it a bit bigger. Hey, there we go. All righty. So we have first cheese off the rank. And let me just do a bit of adjusting here so I can actually see what I'm doing. And this is from Charlie Pace. Thank you, Charlie. This cheese is called, if I can find the little note that goes with it, it's called Caranjang Creamy. Yay. So this is the one I've done a video on, actually. It says, hope you, Kim, and the puppies are doing well. On last week's Ask the Cheeseman, somebody asked how to invent a new cheese. I don't know if you can use this, but or not, but I have a cheese I made up we call Caranjang Creamy. Caranjang's the name of the suburb that Charlie lives in. It is a fresh cheese, a little like feta and mozzarella, easy to make, and uses standard store-bought milk. I've attached a photo and the recipe, which you're welcome to post on your channel. Cheers, Charlie. Thank you, Charlie. And it is a lovely cheese. You can see it kind of looks like mozzarella, but it's salty, I tell you what. Very nice. Anyway, moving right along. So this one's from Cheryl, and Cheryl's got a note as well. Let's have a look. Cheryl says this is her Jack in the Box for farmhouse cheddar. Now, I know Jack in the Box is a thing you wind, and let's make this a bit bigger. So what she's got two coloured curds. So she's coloured this one with a natto on the right, and on the left, it's just the normal milk colour. Let me just get that back so I can get the little thing out. So what she's done, as you can see here, she's done the yellow on the outside, and she's using a square mold, and she's put the white curd with some chili in the inside. So that looks amazing. And hopefully she's put some more yellow on the top maybe. And that way it'll be a true surprise when when somebody cuts into it. And that would be just amazing. So that's that. And there's her press where she's pressing it in some sort of plastic container. And the press looks amazing. She didn't say anything about the press, but that looks really cool. So well done. Thank you, Cheryl, for sending those in. I really appreciate it. Okay. The curd nerd light is flashing. Let me just kill it. Trying to anyway. My Wi-Fi out here is not as good as it should be. Come on. Anyway, I'll let that flash in the background. We got a super chat from looks like it's from Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. Can I show that? No, I can't at the moment, but there's no question that goes with it. But thank you, Thomas, for the $15. All right, we'll move on. Come on, let's go. Let's turn off. No, she doesn't want to turn off at the moment. I'm having a bad curd nerd sign day. Anyway, moving right along. So this is from Jennifer, and Jennifer has a question somewhere. Where is it? Says, good morning, Gavin. We have our first family milk cow. I've been on a steep learning curve with cheese making. Your posts have been instrumental in my learning. Thank you. I've been blogging my story, success, recipe, see cheese making saga continues and show and tell if you want to know more. But I'm sending you a couple of photos. The first is Cotswold going into the mold. I think maybe that's the next photo. But the question is, there's little black dots on the rind, usually on top and bottom. This is a black spotted Boudicaes, a picture. They don't wash off. They seem to dig into. Sorry, I have to dig into them with a knife, but I don't actually get them all. Any suggestions? Okay, so my suggestions is it's actually going brown. Can the light go off yet? It's actually going brown. It's not black, but keep washing it, certainly, and keep it dry. This sort of mold tends to turn up, so you can brush it. The sign is irritating me. Hang on, I'll just have to stop the app. Start the app again. This is not good. Come on, Curd Nerd sign. Do it. Because we've got another super chat coming in, and it'll just sit there and do its thing. Yeah, so look, just keep brushing it. It looks dry, which is good. It doesn't look moist. Just brush it off, and yeah, your cheese will be good. Now, you've got a Cotswold here somewhere too. This is the curds going in. The curds look lovely. They're really nice-looking curds. Good photo too. I can see the chives there, so that looks really cool. And there it is coming out of the press. So that looks fantastic. Well done. Good job. Well done, Jennifer. So yeah, just and there it is, cut. My goodness, that looks absolutely fantastic. Okay. All right, so the next one is from Josh. And has the light gone off yet? Oh, hopefully you can still hear me, but my camera has died because it's overheated. There we go. So, technical difficulty. There we go. It's back again. The Curd Nerd light's still bloody flashing. Yay! Finally, Wi-Fi. Yeah, so my camera is tending to overheat, so that's not a good thing. I'll blow on it. There's a little icon there saying it's overheating. I may have to swap to another camera. Good, the audio is still working. Anyway, so this is from Josh. We'll see how long the camera lasts. This is not the normal camera I would use. Josh has said, attached. Hi again, Gavin. Picture attached for your next Ask the Cheeseman episode. This time, it's a wonderful stabilized paste petite chili brie made from the recipe from your video in May this year. Turned out fantastic. 10 days in the cheese cave for a regular Penicillium candidum coverage, turning morning and night, and then 6 weeks in the regular fridge, turning every Friday night. The texture is spot on for a stabilized paste, just a hint of saltiness, and the chili has a small kick which fades quickly. I would prefer double the chili, but we cheesemakers sometimes need to consider others, I suppose. Regards, Josh. P.S. You honour me with your thumbnail this week. Many thanks. Achievement unlocked. for Josh, I think. But that is a fantastic looking stabilized paste chili brie. So well done, Josh. Okay, next one is from Kim Wilson. This is a cloth banded cheddar. This is a good looking cheese as well. You can see the cloth banding, a little bit of mold on the outside, but that's just normal for a cloth banded cheddar. Let's have a look at the next picture. There, yeah, that's close up. Hang on, there is a little note for this one too, Kim. Okay, so Kim says, hi Gavin, been a while. Just cut a cloth wrapped cheddar I made on, is this back to front American dates? Okay, 31st of March 21. It was pretty hard to cut, but not as hard as the one your wife got you for your taste test a while back. Yeah, that was pretty hard. It tastes really buttery, is nice and firm. Almost looks like Parmigiano Reggiano in texture, but not as sharp tasting as I would like. Still very yummy, though. I wrapped the cut section of the wheel in another piece of cheesecloth and put it it all in a cotton produce bag back in the cheese cave. Not sure if it's a good idea, but I'll check it every week to see how it fares. Here's some photos. All right. It's all going off now. This one-man band show. I can't wait till Kim gets back and helps me out. Anyway, that's very good. Thank you. And thank you so much. Let me have a look at, there's another photo there. That looks really good. You can see some crystals in there too. Kim, that is a really good looking cheese. And, you know, mild cheddars are nice as well, but that is pretty good. There it is, a little bit. Just that needs to be scraped off, which you probably did anyway, as you're cutting it off there. And you got a nice little cutting board. Very nice indeed. And there is the cheese in all its glory after the outside mold has been cut off. So well done. That is really good. I like the crackers too. And there it is again. Goodness me. All right. So this one is Liana. I'm sure Liana has a note there somewhere. Let me make it a bit bigger. Liana, where's your note? Liana says, this is my Cajun queso fresco. Very nice. I made by adding 1 teaspoon of Tony's salt-free seasoning to milk and adding another teaspoon at milling time. My Louisiana-raised Cajun boyfriend approved. That sounds really, really nice. So I'm going to have to find this. I haven't heard of it in Australia. Tony's salt-free seasoning. Salt-free seasoning. There we go. Written down. See if I can find some, because that looks really good. Okay, so my camera's giving up the ghost. I'm going to have to swap cameras. Let's see if I can do that. And this is going to look really crappy. Anyway, there we go. I've gone to camera number 2. That's what you do when you have a live stream. All righty. So thank you very much, Liana. That looks fantastic. So the next cheese is Patricia. And Patricia has a note here as well. I've got notes from everybody. So this is a Twinkle Pony Tiramisu Stout Cheddar. That's a mouthful, that's for sure. It says, hi, Gavin. Did I turn that off? All right, there we go. Hi, Gavin. Here's the latest cheese from my cheese cave, a 4-month-old cheddar infused with Twinkle Pony Tiramisu Stout from North Brewing Company of Halifax. I am so pleased with this one. Almost 0 mechanical holes, sliced cleanly with wire, minor fracture along the stout seams with the kitchen knife. The smell of stout gets the saliva flowing. Tastes quite lovely now, but will be a killer in a month or 3. Melts well. Pairs excellently with pickled onion, fig jam, and grapes. The chips around the edges. No, I won't say that bit. That's between me and Patricia what the chips around the edges are, but don't worry about that. Okay, my husband just loves it when I make these stout infused cheddars. Thanks so much for your recipe, Gavin. Kind regards, Patricia. Thank you, Patricia. I really appreciate it. And that looks really nice. Is there another photo? No, that was it. Okay, that's it. Beautiful. And you can see some of the stout lines in the cheese. It looks really nice. Right, this next cheese is from, or cheeses, I'm not sure. This is from Robert. And Robert DeLucci says, hi, Gavin. I've attached a few pics of my made by cow camembert cheese. Your process. Feel free to use whichever ones you like. Came out great with wrapped cheese. Is 10 days old. Even the wife enjoyed it. Hope Kim gets well soon. Keep up the great work. Take care. Regards, Robert. Okay, so similar to the milk I made using made by cow. And he also threw in another photo. This is a bel paese. So hang on, let's go see if I can find the camembert. No, then that's a halloumi he's made as well, and that looks fantastic. There we go. There's the camemberts. They were made on the 18th of October. And I think there's a photo. Oh, look at that. Look at that mold coverage. Perfect. Looks amazing. And there's the cheese there. Nice paste. That looks really, really nice. So a little bit runny on the outside. If you wanted it even runnier, Robert, then you probably could have left a little bit longer to age, but I think that's probably just right. Looks really good. And there it is with some crackers. Okay, so I think this might be the lucky last. This one's from Ruth. And Ruth's in the chat as well. Thank you, Ruth. And thanks for sending this in. Oh, it looks lovely. So close up there. It says, hi, Gavin. Truffle-infused chowder or gouda. A dear friend who relocated from another state said there's no decent pizza around here. She wants to make pizza with truffle cheese. Since your truffle cheese recipe is not suitable for pizza, I thought I would try making an experimental truffle gouda. I use dried truffles since that was what you recommended with cranberries. Yeah. Not truffles with cranberries, but when we made the cranberries. And they seem cheaper too. We will see what happens. Hoping Kim is better and you are all well. All my best to you, Ruth. Thank you, Ruth. So that's this cheese, when she's put it into the press, looks like she's using the press from Lauder from the Netherlands. And there's the cheese. And look at the truffles. That I don't know if that's going to be too many, Ruth, but it looks really nice. So, yeah, well done. So that's the end of the gallery. And that was a 15-minute gallery. My goodness. Let's see. Oh, we go back to me. There we go. The picture's not as good as it was before. I'm terribly sorry. Let's see the white balance on this. This is on my internal. This is a monitor webcam. So this is what we've got, unfortunately, until the other one cools down. It says the internal temperature is too hot. Yeah, it is a little bit warm. Let's just see if she works again and doesn't get too confused. Rightio, it's not saying it's too hot. Let's go back to the other camera. This is what we can do when we're live. There we go. There's the other camera. Right, we're back again, and it's not complaining that it's too hot. So, alrighty. So let's get back into some more questions. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. So sorry. Let's just dig up how we send Gav photos. Where am I? All right. So sorry, I'll just quickly share my screen again. And hello, Hamish. How are you? Hamish has come to see me. So this is how we do it. So this is incognito mode. So I'm not logged on. So go to the channel, Gavin Weber, search for Gavin Weber. That's me with a tick. I'm verified. And go to the About tab and go down to here where it says Details for Business Inquiries. Sign in to see my email address. So that's the email address there. That's the only place I look for cheese photos. So make sure you do that there. All right, I've got to just let the dog out for a second. Just ponder that for a second. Come on. Let's go. Goodness me, it's all happening today, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Right. So that's how yes. All right, anyway, so that's how you send me a photo. Thank you so much. All right, let's get on. Got time for a few more questions. I've got 13 minutes to go, or I may have to cut it short. Depends on what the dogs are doing outside because they're unsupervised. Don't like unsupervised dogs. So let's have a look. I did have some super chats before, and I didn't show them. Let me just get to them because people are paid for this, and that's what I do. So Thomas, thank you so much, Thomas. We've got phone. Stop it. Calm down, Gav. It's okay. Thomas, thank you so much for your kind $15 super chat. I didn't see any comment. So I'm not sure if you had any comment, but thank you so much for the funds you've thrown my way. There's another one from John, $2 super chat. Thank you so much, John. Where do I find cultures naturally so I can grow them? Where can you find cultures naturally? So if you get a book, and I haven't got the book with me because I'm not in the same room, it's a book by David Asher, and it's called what's it called? The Art of Natural Cheese Making. So go and check that out on Amazon. In fact, if you're going to have a look at the description in the video down below, there's a link to my Amazon store. There's a copy of the book there. You can get it from there, and I get a small commission. But yeah, go and find that. He uses kefir grains as natural cultures. Also in raw milk, there are natural lactic bacteria. But yeah, go and check out that book. It's called The Art of Natural Cheese Making, and it will help you out a lot. Thank you very much, John. Any other super chats that I missed? The light was going off for ages, and I just couldn't turn it off. Right, okay, so... Monique, lovely to see you, Monique. Says, I hope Kim heals up soon. Poor thing, giving you guys all the best. Kisses and hugs. Thank you, Monique. Appreciate it. I hope everything's doing all right up there in Sydney, and you're over that problems that you had with all the COVID going on there. Oh, there's another super chat. Goodness me. I've closed my little light thing. Hang on, let's see if it turns off this time. Whoa, there we go. That's from James. Thank you so much, James. Appreciate the $5, mate. Says, what a great gallery, everyone. Yeah, I know. So, like, James, I totally agree. Those pictures and the cheeses were just amazing. The one that blew my mind was the Jack in the Box. I've really got to try and make that. That was so cool. And who sent it to me? I can't remember. Sorry, I've forgotten already. So many things going on. So give me permission to make that Jack in the Box or copy that method, which I've never thought of. I have to find a big square mold because, you know, Jack in the Box, boxes are square. I'll try that. But anyway, yeah, very cool. Thank you very much, James, for that $5. Okay. Vale Chef Retired says, sorry, I had 3 tabs open. That was the echoing, I think, we were talking about before. I married your double brie with buttermilk blue recipes. A great curd set. The 3 molds strained for 2 days, and then I turned them out. 2 of the 3 stuck and broke. Any thoughts? Oh, not sure. Stuck. Maybe use disposable cheesecloth next time in the molds. That would work. The buttermilk blue tends to, well, no, it's really creamy and soft. It's not too acidic. I'm just trying to think of why it would break. Too dry? Curds cut too small, maybe? Not sure. Yeah, well, there's some suggestions. I'm sorry, that's about all I can come up with at the moment. Do have another super chat there. This one is from Liana. Thank you, Liana. My petite blue failed. All was great until week 3. The paste oozed out of the blue shells like a runny brie with no blue inside. What happened? Too warm is usually what happens. So because the enzymes are breaking down the proteins in the cheese, that's what makes it go all runny. And the higher the temperature in the cheese cave, the runnier it gets, the more breakdown, the more proteolysis happens. Now, you won't get any blue veins inside the petite blue. I think I may have got 1 or 2. I don't even know why I pierced them, really. But it's the paste. As long as the paste tasted blue, that's what happens. It's pretty good. A very, very nice cheese. But yeah, make them cooler. So during the aging process, you could even, when you wrap them, make sure, which you could do with silver cheese wrap, which I think we have in the shop if you're up to it. But, you know, I'm sure you can find it over there in the US. But yeah, wrap them and put them in the kitchen fridge and ripen them that way. So that would be really cool. There's another super chat. It's super chat heaven. My goodness me. Thank you so much. And this one's from Thomas again, with no comment. Another $15. Comment, Thomas, you're flush with cash this week. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I don't know if you have a question. If you do and you're having trouble putting it into the super chat, then shoot me an email like I showed you before on the channel. and I'll answer your question for you. But thank you so much. That's amazing, Thomas. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Have we got time? We've got 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Kim would normally Kim would normally give me the wind up, but I'll sneak in one or two more questions. Let's have a look. Peter Evans says, and hello, Peter. Lovely to see you. Long time no here. A brick is a great pizza cheese, indeed. Yeah, so that washed rind cheese. A brick is not as smelly as, say, Limburger. And yeah, it is a really nice pizza cheese. The flavor is amazing. Wendy said something really cool. Wow, cheesemakers, they all look so wonderful and so much skill and talent on display. Congratulations and thanks to everybody for showing us the cheeses in the gallery. So yeah, indeed, Wendy, I certainly reciprocate. No, not reciprocate. What's the word I'm looking for? I certainly say the same thing. All of the cheeses were just fantastic in the gallery today. Very creative. People are very creative with the cheese making. So thank you so much. Okay. One more question. Let's see if I can find one. Heidi says, hello, Heidi. You are fine, Gavin. We are just happy you're doing a video and that Kim is well. Thank you so much. Question from Noah says, I'm planning on making a cheese for my Nana for Christmas. She enjoys Roquefort and sharp cheddar. Does anybody have any cheese recommendations? To get it before Christmas, you're going to be pushing it. One cheese that you will be able to make and she will love, it will be Caerphilly. So go and check out my Caerphilly video and you will have an outstanding cheese. If you make it now, it'll be just ready for Christmas. Roquefort won't be. That takes about 6, maybe 7 weeks. Sharp cheddar, a year. So try Caerphilly. It's a very nice cheese. It has similarities to cheddar, but it's fresher. Yeah, it is really nice. I think your Nana will love it. So try that, Noah. Caerphilly is, spelt carefully, kind of. Anyway, that'll do this week. Thank you so much, everybody. If you want to check out my course, you can pop over to the Curd Nerd Academy. It's at courses.littlegreenworkshops.com.au. And you can learn how to make up to 9 cheeses it is, plus all the other stuff you need to know how to make cheese. And there's even a coupon for the store. I think it's 25% off. I can't remember. Anyway, and you get a free ebook too, the first one, on the course as part of it. And when you get any cheese making supplies, pop over to littlegreenworkshops.com.au. We ship to US, Canada, New Zealand, I think Japan, Singapore, a few other countries that are open to shipping at the moment. But yeah, and as James has said, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you want to get any cool merch like this one, Certified Curd Nerd, you can pop over to that link there. cheesemantv.creator-spring.com, or if you're on YouTube, then there's the merch shelf down below on the video and you can check it out down below. That's all from me this week. Thank you for all your questions. Without your questions and photos, it wouldn't be a show, and I really appreciate you turning up today. It's been wonderful chatting to everybody. I really have enjoyed today. Been a bit hectic without Kim. I don't know what the dogs are doing outside. They could be digging up the garden for all I know. So I better go and check them out. We will, even though it'll be a bit chaotic, we'll have another stream next week. Got a couple of videos coming out this week. Fingers crossed if I get my act together. If not, then there won't be a video. But I've got it recorded. I've just got to finish it off. And we'll do that current gen creamy. Anyway, thanks for watching, Curd Nerds, and I will see you next time.